Hey, what is going on, guys? Mike again here on the Friends of Ood-Kind YouTube channel, and welcome to this episode review. This is New Earth from way back in 2006. So that's only 12 years ago. So this episode opens up with a montage of the 10th Doctor getting the TARDIS ready to go on his first adventure. Let's just forget that he actually piloted the TARDIS from Satellite 5 in the year 100 to Christmas Eve in 2005. However, this scene does signify that the new Doctor is ready to start his adventures. And then we cut to Rose with a sequence of her saying goodbye to her mother Jackie and her boyfriend Mickey. For some reason it's not snowing, or it would have been ash from the Sycorax ship, which I can only assume is the next day, because Rose has a backpack full of clean clothes, even though there's a whole wardrobe of clothes in the TARDIS. So apparently she's been doing her laundry. Now there's an idea for a Doctor Who episode. Rose Tyler washes her clothes. So then Rose gets on board the TARDIS and they take off further than they've ever been before, onto a distant planet called New Earth. And this is in the year 5,000,023,000, I suppose. And then it's either a heartfelt moment or a cringeworthy moment when Rose tells the Doctor how much she enjoys travelling with him in the TARDIS. And they talk about their first adventure together from way back in Series 1, when Christopher Eccleston was the Doctor, episode 2, The End of the World. And that tells me that this story is connected to that story. And we're going to see a few of the aliens that we saw in that episode. And then we see the CGI of the city of New York, which actually looks pretty good compared to other CGI stuff that's been going on before. So kudos to the CGI team. And the Doctor gets a message on his psychic paper saying, Ward 26, please come. And then we see a robot spider thing monitoring the Doctor and Rose and sending the images back to what turns out to be Cassandra, the trampoline lady. And we move on into the hospital, to where we meet for the first time the cat nurse nun people, and the Doctor is yabbering on about having a shop in the hospital, which there isn't one. And the Doctor and Rose get split up, going towards the lift or the elevators. The Doctor takes one lift and Rose takes the other, and the Doctor ends up at Ward 26, and Rose ends up in the basement with Cassandra and Gollum, or Doodle Guy, or Chip, whatever you want to call him. And Rose gets stuck in a psychograph while the Doctor is up in Ward 26, making his acquaintance with the Duke of Manhattan, who has petrifold regression, which means that when they have this disease, the human body turns to stone. It's either a reference to the Weeping Angels or the Pyrovile. So Cassandra steals Rose's body, which I believe is a reference to the classic series with the Master, when the Master stole bodies. And the Doctor gets shown around the hospital by the cat nurse nun people, and he discovers that they have a cure for every single disease known to man, which we later found out why. The nurse cat nun people have been growing their own humans that have been infected with every disease, and so they have a cure for every disease. And then the Doctor and Rose are reunited, well, Cassandra Rose, and Rose fuses the electric system, which then opens up all the doors to where these flesh people are held. And then we have an uprising of the flesh people. There's another great idea for an episode. The attack of the flesh people. And then we have a Scooby-Doo-like chase around the hospital with the flesh chasing the Doctor and Cassandra Rose. And Cassandra keeps popping to and from the Doctor and Rose, which is very interesting to watch, actually. To see Rose and the Doctor play Cassandra is quite amusing. And so the building is put under quarantine. The Doctor then makes a cocktail of the medicines to make all the flesh people better. And the nurse cat nun people are arrested. And a new race of humans are born. Cassandra then steals Doodle Boy's body, or Chip, whatever you want to call him. And he's dying anyway, and that means she's dying, and so they have a heartfelt moment and go back in time to see Cassandra in the past, to where she can tell herself that she is beautiful. And then Chip, Cassandra person, dies. It wouldn't be Doctor Who if nobody died. So, in fullness, what do I think about this episode? Well, it's not exactly the strongest ever episode or story that I've seen for Doctor Who, but it's not the worst either. Although it is a pretty intriguing plot. The visual effects are really quite good. I mentioned the CGI of the city of New York. I like the visual effects. But as a series opener, I'm not sure about it being a very strong opener, because really it basically doesn't have anything to do with the whole Torchwood story arc. The only thing I can think of to connect this episode to the Torchwood story arc is the Face of Bo, who either was, is, will be, could be, might be Captain Jack Harkness, who of course is the leader of Torchwood in Cardiff. And the episode is a follow-up to The End of the World and a precursor for the Master coming back, and obviously in Series 3 in Gridlock, the Face of Bo comes back and tells the Doctor that you are not alone, and the whole Professor Yana Master thing starts. I found some characters were quite enjoyable, some were good, some were tolerable, a few were just annoying. But however, it is a pretty easy watch because there's no real villain in it. It's not clear whether it's Cassandra or the cat nurse nun people. Maybe it's both. Either way, it's still a good plot line. It's still an easy watch. So all things considered, I would give this episode a 7 out of 10. So yeah, you guys let me know what you think about this episode in the comments below. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you again in the next one.